Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah. You already know that because my name is somewhere down there. I spent 5 years in the multi-level marketing industry. I was gaslit, I was lied to, I was manipulated, and now I'm here so that you don't make the same mistakes I did. Let's get started. Hello, hi, how was your week? How was my week? We had Snowmageddon here in Savannah, and absolutely no one knows how to drive in the snow, including myself, because in all honesty, I have been so out of practice now. I grew up in Northern California where we got 5 to 7 feet worth of snow every single winter. I definitely knew how to drive in it, but it has been a long time since I've had to drive in snow like that. So I was not comfortable driving in snow. Also, I knew that all these flat footers were going to be out on the highway, and I was not living that life. So we stayed home. We built a snowman. I have a creeper behind me that you guys can't see. You can kind of see his ears a little bit. So today we are going to be watching an Amari Instagram live, I guess you would say. I believe it was retrieved from Instagram. I'm not 100% sure. It might be a Facebook live. This was sent to me by one of my friends that I made on TikTok, and she was like, hey, can you react to this video? I was like, absolutely. We have not done Amari yet. So if you are not familiar with what Amari is, they label themselves as the mental wellness company, which is so scary, especially coming from a multi-level marketing company. But they sell extremely overpriced vitamins. Are we surprised in any way, shape, or form? No, we're not. Okay, so that is what they sell. We will go over their compensation plan a little bit at the end because I'm sure they're going to touch base on some sort of income claim during this video. So we will contradict what they are saying and actually go into the numbers instead of just believing the dream. I have company pictures today, so I am going to be putting on full face of makeup because I am not trying to look a troll in my company pictures that they are going to have up on the wall in our training room. So that is what I will be doing while we are watching this video. As a reminder, I am not a doctor. I am not a scientist. I am not an attorney. Wish I was, because they're very expensive, I would know. I am not a fashion designer. I am not a cartoonist, but I do have opinions, and I feel like those opinions are pretty informed considering my background. And I know how to work a camera and how to agree to the terms and conditions of YouTube. So here we are. These are just opinions. If you have opposite opinions, girl, we want to hear about them. Go ahead and put them in the comments, and we can have a discussion about it, but we ain't gonna argue. And we're not gonna get mad when somebody gives you factual information and statistics to counteract what you're saying. So if you have an opposite opinion about what I'm about to say in this video and you have the lady balls to comment, please do. But also, you can't get upset when the numbers contradict what you're saying. Okay? Okay. So let's get started. Let's watch this video. Let's put some makeup on, and then we will go from there.
Hello. Happy almost Friday, everyone. Oh my gosh, so excited to be here. I am super excited to go live today. I'm going to invite on Beck, who is a mentor of mine and part of the amazing business opportunity that I've been sharing about over the past couple of days. So let me get her added on. I have not done a live like a dual live in probably 3 years. So let me see if I can get there. Nope. Okay. I don't even know what button to press at this point in time. I think I have to wait for her to show up on the video. Hi, Kimmy. Thanks so much for watching. And then from there, I think I can bring her on. Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I've done this type of thing. Hey, Heather, how's it going? I am looking for Beck. As soon as I see that Beck is on. There she is. Okay, send invite. I just sent the invite back, so hopefully this works. I have not done this in so long. It's so funny. I used to do lives literally all the time, and they make me so nervous now. It's so silly. So silly. Okay, so now we're on top of each other instead of sideways. Is that the way they do this now?
I don't know. I think maybe if I flip my camera, I'll be sideways. Should I try?
Um, nope.
No.
Don't do that. That's a bad idea. Oh my gosh, I need to turn the volume up because when you're talking, I couldn't hear you. Okay. Hi everyone. This is Beck. Sadek, am I saying it right?
Sadek, but very,
Sadek.
very
Okay.
close.
All right.
Very
I'm like,
close.
I'm not sure how to say it, but that's okay. I feel like I'm like shorter than the way that it's stuck. But anyways, so Beth is my upline and mentor and has been really sharing so much leadership and value as I've stepped back into the network marketing industry. And I kind of wanted to bring her on here simply because I feel like I'm not the only one. And what I mean by that is I know that there's so many of you guys in the network marketing community that have joined 10 to 15 different opportunities. You feel like you're just, jumping. You feel like you can't find the place to call home, but you still, for some reason, are constantly on the search for that place because you know the potential, you know what the industry is actually capable of, and you know that it's possible, but haven't found that right vehicle. So I kind of wanted to just come and share a little bit of value, but ask someone who's been at the top, been at the same company for 6 years now, almost 7?
Almost 7, yeah.
Almost 7. So she has been with the same company for almost 7 years, stayed consistency, watched all of us crazy people that go from company to company to company. And I just kind of wanted to give some insight coming from someone who's stuck it through. So share a little bit. I don't even know what question to start with. Maybe just a little bit of like your experience in what you've seen take place.
Yeah, sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Barbie. I'm so excited to be aligned with you and partnered with you, and to learn about your experience, right, in network marketing over the past several years and some of the huge successes that you've had. But hello, everybody. It's nice to meet you guys. And I love network marketing. Like, I just want to say that first. And I know you do too, Barbie. Like, I think this is such a tremendous industry. And one of like the very few places I've ever seen where it's an even playing field.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it doesn't matter like who you are, what your background is, what your experience is. Like, if you are passionate and you are willing to do the work, like you have the same opportunity as everyone else around you. And that
I disagree wholeheartedly. It is not an equal playing field. You have a better opportunity when your network is larger, when you have pretty privilege, when you know how to utilize social media. Not everyone is successful at network marketing, and there's a reason to it. You have to know what you're doing. You have to have the image. You have to have the network. You have to know the right people. You have to be in with your uplines. There is just too many variables in being successful. You have to get in early. So no, it's not an even playing field. The more money you have to start out with, the quicker you're going to move up. The bigger your network is and the more financially stable your network is, the quicker you're going to move up. The sooner you get into the company, the quicker you're going to move up because the fields are not burned yet. So I completely disagree. It's not an even playing field. It's meant for the top 1%. It's meant for the beautiful people. It's meant for the people who have large networks and the people who got into the business early.
That like lights me up, right? Like that's why I love this industry so much. So as you said, so I've been in the industry for almost 15 years. And I spent my first several years in the industry at one company. It was kind of like a older legacy company, and I learned a lot there, and I'm super grateful for my time there. And I did something crazy 7 years ago, which is I walked away from that company to join a brand new company that was just launching and just starting out. And the reason I did that is because I saw something that I knew was going to become a legacy company. And I wanted to plant my flag somewhere that I knew could be the next legacy company in this industry. And there's a few reasons why I knew why I really thought that what we're doing with the mental wellness company was going to be legacy. And if you want to talk about that, we definitely can. But here's the thing, you guys, is that over the past 7 years, I have planted my flag and I have not wavered. I have boldly stood for what it is that I'm doing. And I think sometimes people think that means that there's been no ups and downs, right? Or like, nothing has happened that has, made me question things. Like I think that that's like an illusion, right? That everything's easy and you should stick with, I should be sticking here because it's easy, right?
Right.
And the reality is that I've watched a lot of really awesome people in this industry jump from opportunity to opportunity to opportunity over the past 7 years, while I've kind of stuck with what I'm doing. And it's created this incredible, financial situation for me because I've stuck through some things and I've planted my flag, and I talk to a lot of hurt people on a daily basis who have not done that, right? And potentially it's because they just haven't found the right place. And I think that
Right.
that's a huge part of it. And I'm grateful that when I made this bold move 7 years ago, that I did find the right place.
Right.
But I'm seeing so many people that have been hurt by, the promises and the shiny objects and the newness. And it actually really breaks my heart a little bit because I see a lot of broken people that have so much freaking talent.
Right.
And I'm like, let's go, you guys. Like come home, come to us.
Come be safe.
And come to safety and plant your flag and let's go and build something solid together.
Right.
Because the reality is that yes, you need to find the right company. Yes, you need to find the right home, but you also need to stick it out.
Right. Well, and I think that's part of like the change that I think has been in the industry is, for one, we have this extreme trend right now of network marketers, much like myself or you, that are going and launching their own companies. And most of them fail. There are some that succeed, but most of them fail. And I think that is part of the issue. Like everyone, we're like, oh, if they can do it, like I want to follow. Like we're so excited to go cheer someone on that we know has been in the field and has been amazing. But then it's a different aspect when they're running a company, right? Like
100%.
being in the field, recruiting, sharing value, duplicating, creating customer bases, all that is so different than running the actual company. I mean, the whole reason I love MLM personally is because I don't have to do any of that, right?
Yes.
Like that's always been what's attracted me to the industry. So I see this, there's just been this trend where it seems like every, 30 freaking days, there's a new company. Every other week, there's a new company. Like it just seems to be this continual, there's a new company here. And it's really hard to.
Okay, so this is going to be a talking fest for people who have started their own businesses after being successful in multi-level marketing companies. But I want to pull back for a second to what Beck, the girl on the bottom, was saying. She was saying that she sees a lot of hurt people in this industry. I would have to agree with her. There is a lot of emotional destruction within the multi-level marketing companies that goes unseen and unrecognized a lot of the time. When you are utilizing people as pawns to gain financial stability, there is a lot of turmoil and hardship within the walls of that construct. You are always thinking about what your next move is going to be, what you're going to do when the month starts over and you're starting over from scratch again. You have to babysit your team, make sure they're as invested as you, make sure they're making the right moves. What you're doing is duplicatable. It is a high stress place to be in and changes the way that you view people in general. So your relationships that you're building and your friendships that you're building within the multi-level marketing structure are all transactional. And so there's nothing genuine to it. You don't find genuine connections within that because you are all monetarily connected to each other, and it's so disingenuine. And at the end of the day, when you're laying down with yourself or with your spouse or whatever, I don't know if everyone feels like this, but this is kind of what would happen to me. I would lay down at the end of the night and I would just feel gross, like just feel nasty and empty and unfulfilled, unsuccessful, and always felt like everything that I was doing was not enough and not genuine and not up to par, and feeling like that every single day takes such an emotional toll on people and really tears you down emotionally. So I would have to agree with her. There are a lot of hurt people within the network marketing industry because it's not built sustainably. It's not built for longevity. It's a quick fix. It's a get rich quick scheme. You're using the people around you to get to a higher level, and it's gross and not for anyone. If you have a heart and a soul, it's not for you. So I agree with her. I agree with her saying that there are a lot of hurt people in the industry.
Not get distracted. Hey, Chrissy. Chrissy's literally been trying to get me to come to the company, the wellness company, since, let's see, probably the day that I left the Epic, and I never gave her the time of day. So that's one of the people, like I've told you, like I've been shared this opportunity. I just haven't ever given anyone the time of day. And a lot of that was my own thing, like wanting something new because I'd seen success with something new. Wanting weight loss. That was always my goal, was weight loss. Totally not anymore. And I think that, there's that shiny ball. Like you see this company that launches and they have these startup bonuses where you can earn up to, I don't know, $50,000. And one company I did, get up to $50,000 bonus in I think it was 90 days. It's insane. But then what happens is you get that bonus and then the next company would launch and everyone would then follow to that one to get that bonus instead of sticking it out. And so I feel like we're in a instant gratification society and nobody sticks things out. And I've been so guilty of that myself. And so every time I'm talking to someone about this, I'm like, you guys will see me here in a year. You will see me here in a year. And that's a bold statement to say if you follow my history, right? Because that's just not been the case. I feel like my longest run was probably 20 months. And that's not something to be super proud of, But I think that in the search of the perfect company, I have found a lot about a lack of integrity within companies. Now, when I say that I've followed the shiny ball or I've jumped, most of the time that wasn't really the situation. Most of the time I left because something was falling apart.
Right.
I left because a compensation plan changed. I left because the product changed. I left because the company closed the doors. They went affiliate or completely got shut down. And so I feel like I've just been tabering to find that right place. But there's so much of me that's like screw network marketing. I went into real estate a year ago. Absolutely love it. It's amazing. Way harder than network marketing. Let me just say that. We make network marketing out to be so hard, but really, is it that hard? No, it just takes consistency and self-discipline. But I left and I've been doing good in real estate and I love real estate, but there's just this pull to come back to this, like you said, fair playing field. I mean, I've got friends that were past drug addicts that have been in jail, that have doctorate degrees, that are blind, that are deaf. I remember it was 2018, I went to ANMP, a network marketing professional convention.
Did she just say that she has drug addict, alcoholic friends that have doctor degrees? What did she just say?
And that was the first big eye-opening thing to me, where I saw all these people of all different ethnicities, sizes, shapes, handicaps, whatever you want to call it, on stage. All these different stories. And I was like, okay, if they can do that, what am I missing? If anything, I have an advantage because I have 2 arms, 2 legs, and I see, and you know what I mean? If I'm seeing, there was one guy, I don't remember his name, but he was missing both legs. And he had come over from Germany or something like that. Total terrible life. And he's just made the best of his life. And when you can look at a fair playing field like this, where, you go to school to be a doctor and what takes 5, 10, 15 years to start making the $100,000 a year you want, you can get that in network marketing in a few years if you're really consistent. And I say a few years because yes, you can get there faster. However, I think this is easy, get rich. The way that people sell it is not always the right way to portray it, because although it is easier than most things out there, I do think that it's hard work, right? It does still take dedication and hard work.
Yeah.
So I want to hear a little bit about
Did she just compare herself to a double amputee who lives in Germany? That's what an even playing field means? So if you have no legs and are not born in America, then what?
What are the reasons, when you were in your tough situations, that you didn't quit? What kept you from wavering when the rest of us, like myself, did?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. And here's the thing is that what has kept me from wavering at the end of the day comes down to integrity. So I have never felt like the company I represent lacks integrity.
Okay.
Mistakes happen,
Yeah.
right? Mistakes happen everywhere. But I've never felt like the company I represent lacks integrity. And I've always felt aligned with the mission. And
Mhm.
I say that because I feel like the network marketing industry used to be so mission focused. And I feel like it's gotten away from it. And I think that's part of the reason why people aren't sticking places.
Mhm.
Um, so the company that I'm with and that you've just joined us in has always been mission focused, mission forward, right? Like we've always been about leading the global mental wellness movement.
They always say this: if I had a nickel for every time an MLM rep on a live says,
Oh, I love this company because they're so mission driven. They pay attention to what they're doing. It's all about the people.
I would not have to go to work today. Wouldn't have to go to work tomorrow because they all say the same thing. They say this every single time, that their company is mission driven, that they really focus on the people, they really love their products, they love what they're doing, and that's what sets them apart. Girl, bye. So does the other 400 MLMs that have shut down.
And I have always felt super aligned with that. I've always felt like this is something that I want to be a part of, right? This is something that's changing the world. And I know that sounds cheesy or whatever, but I do think I think most people that get involved in network marketing at the very beginning do it because there was something life changing that
Yeah.
happened for them, whether it was a product experience or a community aligned with the place that they are. Oh, you're fine. And they feel aligned with the place that they are. And that's how I've always felt. So yes, like have I lost customers? Sure, we all do,
Yeah.
right? Have I had people quit my team? Yeah, of course, we all do. But at the end of the day, I have kept my feet planted because I believe that I am in the best opportunity that exists in the
Right.
industry. And I am personally aligned with the integrity of the company and the mission of the company. So ups and downs are always going to happen, right? But I'm here. And I also know it is so much easier to build on what you've built than to constantly start rebuilding.
Right.
And,
The start and the stop.
yeah. And here's the thing, right? Is almost 7 years in, every single year, my 1099, my paycheck has gone up every single year.
Mm-hmm.
So why would I jeopardize that or my reputation, right? Like I'd rather really stick with something great. And then the other reason is that I have seen a lot of friends that I have so much love and respect for get distracted by what they think is a better opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of those companies close. I've seen a lot of those companies go through some really shady situations, and it's destroyed people's lives. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
like even
Flipped them
sugarcoat
upside
it.
down completely.
Yeah.
And I think
So,
what's so funny is like when you say integrity, like as your core,
mhm,
that's literally been the reason that I've left companies. And I
right.
feel like that's the hard part. Like whether I was chasing a shiny ball or whatever was taking place, like I feel like the problem has always been that like maybe you go down a list. Like the first company I left, they changed the product, made people sick. They still tried to push it to sell it. Let's see. The one after that, actually the one after that was literally a beauty company. And I just realized that beauty is just not my thing. Like I actually think it's an amazing company and I probably could have an amazing income had I stuck with that company. They have lashes and nails and they're fabulous. I think I was telling you this story, like
Yeah.
the ladies that created it won the lottery. I still think the world of them. And I've thought so many times to myself, that's actually one that I probably could have stuck out and really created something with. But I just felt so out of my element because I'm like girly, but not that girly.
Yeah.
And I really was not that girly back then. So it was like forced, I feel like I'd like become in my own sense then, but like at that point in time, like I was like, I don't know what I'm doing right now. Getting up and putting on eyelashes every day is like not for me.
Right.
And so, but I still think like to myself, like that's probably the one that like did have integrity. Like they're still around, they have integrity, good company. Then the one after that, I went to let's see what change the ingredients, change the compensation plan. Went to another one, change the ingredients. Toxic ingredients company actually got shut down. One after that, the pills were non-digestible. Like all these promises from companies like, this is what we're going to do for you. This is why you should join us at this company. And, you know, you're supposed to over promise, or what is it? Under promise, over
Under
deliver.
promise, over deliver.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've all had that so ass backwards. It's not even funny. And so then integrity for me, I start to question my own integrity. I don't want to lie to the people that join me. I don't want to tell them things that are not true, and I don't want to misguide. So then I step back. And I think that's where a lot of us lose ourselves as network marketers, is when we start to question our own confidence, our own integrity, and our own mission, right? Like, that's when we fall apart and lose that direction and that sense of consistency and everything that can be positive about the industry. So it's funny that you say integrity, because that's been the reason that I faltered, but it's also the reason that I feel so inclined to finally have given this a chance, is like seeing it for so long, seeing that the people that do go there stay there, seeing friends that I've like been aligned with for a very long time and had so much conversation with and gone through divorces with and all the crazy stuff with, and seeing them stick. So it just kind of made sense. But it's really easy to see how people are straying, you know? And so if you were to say something to someone as to why, obviously integrity, obviously the mission, but like, why network marketing, and what advice would you give when you have someone who is faltering, when you have somebody who is jumping and who has lost their sense of integrity? Like, what would you say to them to share with them, like, hey, this is why it's safe and this is why this company is going to be the one that makes the difference for you?
So basically, what would you say to somebody who's almost self-aware enough to get out of the multi-level marketing industry and go and get a real job that's consistent and that they can support their family with? What would you say to them to manipulate them so that they will stay in the network marketing industry and join your company? Let's hear it.
Yeah.
This is why this will be the legacy.
Agreed. So I think integrity and mission, right? Like, so we've already discussed that. So let's put that to the side. But I think those two things are super, super important. Okay. I think the third thing is track record, right? And like when I joined, there wasn't a track record yet, but I felt it in my bones. Like, I don't know how else to, it was a gut feeling, right? It was like the people that were involved in starting it had so much experience and so much integrity. Like,
So, if you're choosing a network marketing company, pay attention to their track record and what they've done. But also, I didn't know what the track record was for this company, and they didn't have one because they were so new. So, honestly, just trust your gut. Really, it's really just about trusting your gut.
I knew that this was going to be it. But I think product, integrity of product, right? So like that is such an important thing. Is this a product that is being thrown out there because it could go viral, right? Or because it's a copy of something else that has gone viral? Or are these products that are formulated to actually do well by people? And
Right.
there's a difference.
Oh, there's multiple companies out there that have just stimulant packed instant impact product. And yes, they are instant impact. You do feel them. But if you're really breaking the ingredients down and you're really looking at what you're doing to your body and your adrenal system and your all of your like hormonal regulations, for the lack of better words, you probably have a better scientific way to say that than I just did. But
You're good.
what you're
You're good.
putting into your body over a long period of time is not good. And I mean, I talked about this with you as well. That's the exact reason that I didn't go back to one company that I did like, is because even though I do love the instant impact product, and I love that when I take it, I clean the house and organize like I just did something that was illegal. That's not good for your body, right? Like long term over time. And I think when it came down to it for me, like, because I've always chased weight loss products, I've probably always chased products that are full of stimulants that really were not good for our body.
Right.
And instead of it being a solution, even though they always claim to not be the Band-Aid, I feel like they really are a Band-Aid.
Right.
And I think that also is the hard part of network marketing, because in order to really build somewhere true, you have to have something that isn't instant impact, but works. Meaning you're going to have someone order it for 3 months.
Yeah.
In order to actually be like, hey, there's something to this. And honestly, that's always deterred me, because I'm like, no, they're not going to, because people, they give it 1 month and then they're out the door, right? But I think that's where it's a mindset shift of finding something that it doesn't matter if 10 customers order and they all drop off except for 2, because 2 really feel that difference, but you have two lifelongs,
Exactly.
right? Versus
Loyalty.
somebody chasing that, oh, this is a better weight loss, or this is a better this, or this is a better that. Like, if you find something that works for you, you're going to stick with it, right?
100%. And I think one of the things that I've seen over the past 7 years is that we have product loyalty and we have partner loyalty in a way that I don't see around the industry.
Right.
And they go hand in hand, right? The product loyalty is because the products are legit and they work and they do something real for people.
Right.
They're not a band-aid, right? Like they actually are root cause products. So the mentality of somebody who wants to take something and lose 30 pounds in their first week is very different from the mentality of somebody who's like, I want to live long and well and feel mentally well and physically well. And I'm willing to put in the time to get there, right? I'm willing to do the work to heal. It's like going to the gym or weight loss, right? Like it doesn't happen overnight. So I think we attract a high quality customer who's here for that. And I love that because we have such brand loyalty. And then I also think we attract a distributor or a brand partner or a consultant, whatever you want to call it. We call it brand partners, right?
Brand partner,
Yeah, reps, whatever. I think we attract people that are also looking for longevity and something long term. So when you described earlier that like you've been kind of in this merry-go-round, right, of like the next shiny thing, and then like who's going to jump first, right? Because there's that bonus, and if I jump first, everyone's going to follow me, right? Like we have none of that. I haven't experienced any of that, right? It's like we are all commonly bonded around the mission of our company and around the mission of our products. And we don't look at the shiny objects. That's not what we're about. That's not what we're here for. So we're creating this culture of loyalty and longevity. And it feels so good to be in that bubble when you see all the chaos going on around you, right? Like there's, we all know that there was another company that launched this week. People are pumped up about it, right? I don't
She's talking about Make Wellness. We're not going to get into that right now, though.
even have to worry about my team. Isn't that crazy? Like I'm not
That's a
even
beautiful thing.
I'm not even worried. Yeah. I'm like, we're good. We're on our path. We're on our mission.
Well, I think one of the things that really sets us apart too, and this probably sounds so lame, but if you're a mom, I know you can relate to this. We have no problem spending money on our kids, right? I will
Yeah.
buy them new shoes. I will buy them new clothes. I will do all the things while I've got holy jeans and, whatever. And so I feel like for me, like that mission of knowing that, like, I personally have a son who struggles with ADHD. I personally struggle with ADHD. And let me tell you, going into the real estate market versus network marketing really showed me how bad my ADHD was. Let me tell you, I was like, oh, I knew I had it, but good God, I need help. And so like, I love like what the mission is. And obviously it's not just ADHD, it's mental wellness. It's, helping with anxiety, depression, like all the things that happen. But I feel like the fact that like we are a company that is solid in helping children and has that mission really does separate us. Cause for me, that's what did it. Like there's other, I don't know, happy hormone companies and things like that, for lack of perfect words. And I'm not talking smack on any company. Like I love this industry, but there's other companies that have that goal and that focus, but they're still missing a component of it, which then leaves it to be a band-aid instead of a solution. But on top of that, I think that if we as adults and parents are struggling, it's a huge mindset jump to go, oh my gosh, do you know how many kids are struggling too? It's a huge heartfelt mission to be like, oh my gosh, do you know how many kids could use something like this? But it's not out there.
Is this company preying on children? Did I miss that? Did I miss that memo? Did I miss that part? I went through the website and I did see that they had a child portion and we cringed. We did a moment of silence to cringe so hard because they have a children's section on the website. But are we preying on children? That's what this MLM is not being a band-aid for children's ADHD. An MLM product is going to solve your child's ADHD. That's what we're going with? That's what we're going with.
And it's ignored. It's a blanketed subject that we just don't talk about. And I feel like for me, like, yes, I'll try all the products for myself. That's no problem. But I'm also much more careful about what I'm going to try for my children.
100%.
I'm not going to I'll drink wine, but I would not let my child, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
I will not there are things that I am adult and I can make the decision, there are things that I would protect them from.
There's
And I think
also
knowing
things
like,
that we'll do as adults sometimes for vanity purposes, even though we know it's not great for us, that we would never, ever, ever allow our children to touch,
absolutely,
right? Yeah.
absolutely. Cindy, I'll message you once we're off. And so that's kind of one of the things that I thought was so amazing is I'm like, okay, so let's teach our kids not to band-aid. Let's teach our kids how to not expect the instant result, how to stay solid, like you said, not foundered, not FOMO'd
Mhm.
over silly things. And that way they can actually, I mean, you can put it down to so many different levels of work ethic, right? Not quitting, team sportsmanship, all the things. And really, when I joined network marketing, that was one of the things that I did find is like, there was such that like connection
Mhm.
of personal growth, personal development.
I am so lost. I'm so lost. Was she talking about products? Is she talking about products that assist with ADHD? Or what is she effing talking about? What is she effing talking about? She was talking about products, she was talking about ADHD, but then now she's talking about how your network marketing business is an example for your children to never quit, even when it's boring and hard and you want to. But I thought we were talking about the products helping with ailments. And I don't know what's going on.
Wanting to be better, wanting a better life for everyone. And I feel like network marketing, as much as it still is that, because we've lost that vision focus and we've been focused on the money or the bonus, we've lost that part of it too. And I
I
think
agree.
that's where, in order for network marketing to heal, that's what
Mhm.
we need. I'll give you one more question, then I'll let you go because I actually am going to my Orange Theory class at noon. Really excited.
Love it.
Been really consistent with it. I'm like, noon is my spot. It's right before I pick the kids up.
That's
But
awesome.
my question is, I totally went sidetracked, but as far as coming here and staying here and being with the company, but yet having that thought in the back of your mind, and I talked with corporate about this, I interrogated the heck out of corporate on a corporate call about what confidence is it, or where do you find your confidence in knowing that in 2 weeks your paycheck's not going to be gone because they want to affiliate? Because I think that's a big fear of people in the market right now. It's a big fear of brands that have been, brand reps that have been building places. They're like, oh gosh, am I going to wake up one day and this team that I built? So where do you find your confidence in that when you're thinking about our company?
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is a real fear because
Mm-hmm.
we've now seen several brands that I think we all looked at as really solid brands, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go affiliate. And here's the common thread that's really important to look for, okay? Every single one of these companies that has recently gone affiliate is not privately owned. They're owned by private equity.
Mm-hmm.
So keep that in mind, okay?
Yep.
That's number one. Number two is that we are privately owned, debt free by a
There we
billionaire.
go.
Mm-hmm.
And so going back,
There we go.
We're debt free. We're debt free.
So stupid. So stupid. So that is how they combat some of the naysayers. And I just don't understand why, because who effing cares? Not me.
going back to like, people from the field going and starting companies, right? Like, I know that you can make a lot of money in network marketing. I mean, I've experienced that, right? But being a billionaire is very different from being a multimillionaire.
Yeah. Or
And
a
in
millionaire
order
at
to
all.
scale a company, which is what we've done at the company I'm at, and I've been a part of it for the last 7 years, you need tons of freaking money.
Yeah.
So you need an owner that can afford scaling and is debt free and is financially aware of what it's going to
Right.
take. So being privately owned, debt free by somebody who can pay the freaking bills, not just today, but 6 years from now, 10 years from now, that is super important. But I think most importantly, transparency from corporate.
Yeah.
So after one of the bigger companies went affiliate, that I think was the biggest shock I've had. So you guys can deduct maybe who I'm talking about, but
I don't know. There's been so many lately.
I know. This one was like, I think for me, it was the most shocking. We went to our owner and to our CEO and we said, what can you do for the field to, give us some confidence here? And immediately the owner and the CEO got on a Zoom and put out a video for the entire field about how we have no reason to go affiliate, right? Like we're a people first business. We have no plans to go affiliate. That's not what network marketing is about. That's not why we do what we do. So they, immediately made a video about it. And then at our convention this year, our owner again repeated it on stage in front of everybody that our mission here is to be a network marketing company, right? That's what we're doing here. So I think like number one is I would be a little skeptical of joining a private equity owned company. Number one. Number two, ownership matters.
Yeah.
Like, who is the owner of the company? Can they take you to scale? Because if they can't take you to scale, they're going to get bought out by private equity. So you might be safe now, but 3 to 5 years from now, are you going to be safe?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then number three, transparency from ownership.
Right.
Can they say to you, that is not what we're here to do? And if they're not willing to say that, that's a problem.
Right. Well, I think when you bring up transparency, I mean, this is another thing that I like. I felt like I was asking such annoying questions when I was interviewing corporate, but I also feel like the stuff that I've gone through in this industry is like, are you flipping kidding me? Like it's not, doesn't make sense. Like, it's like all the things that you would not expect to happen.
When she says interviewing corporate, I know most of us are thinking like, oh, they flew her out. She got to see the corporate building. She talked to the CEO. But I have a really suspicious feeling that when she says interviewing corporate, I think she's just emailing customer service. Like, you just emailed customer service, asked them what their compensation plan is, asked them what their projections are for the next couple of years, emailed them all these questions, and they responded, and that was your interview for corporate. Because she didn't sit in a room with the CEO. She did not sit in the room with the CEO. Just so we're clear, that did not happen.
And so I'm like, I'm going to ask these questions because if I'm going to go somewhere again, I've spent the last year building real estate and I love it. And I don't want to distract from that at all. But like, network marketing is like a drug. You cannot quit it once it's
in your blood. It's
like,
in your blood.
Yeah. I'm an addict and I don't want the solution. I want a home. I want a legacy. I want something that I can, she'll be 7 in January. When my daughter decides she wants to do something, I want her to follow me in entrepreneurship, maybe go get a real estate license and learn about network marketing. And that's another thing that I love, like the next year's convention. This is so funny. I was literally just talking to Megan, who was on here a minute ago, who's best friend coach. Oh my gosh, we just have a great relationship. But I had told her, I'm like, dude, I'm taking my kids to frickin' Disney World next year. It's happening. And then like 2 days later was when I was having the conversation with Jess and Kristen. And I was like, oh my gosh, well, if that wasn't manifesting, I don't know what is. But I love that there is so much kid focus and all of that. And I love that there is like a future transparency of that. And when I asked the questions, like if I did ask corporate, I said, so what if there's an ingredient you can't get a hold of? Or what if there's an ingredient that needs to change? Like, how are you going to handle the situation? Because my biggest fear is another situation where I am telling someone in the field something that isn't true because I'm misled. And so I love that they gave examples. They've admitted to mistakes and talked about how they've navigated through that. And so for me, that gives me that oomph and excitement, that passion and drive again, because I am mission focused. I do want to help kids along with myself. Yes, I want the money like the rest of us do, because guess what? Money makes life easier. It just does, right? And I've had the luxury of $20,000 months through network marketing. I've had the luxury of $80,000 months through network marketing. And let me tell you, when that money's there, it's amazing. I don't think I would have been able to go through my divorce, leave my toxic marriage, and survive that period of court drama and toxicity without a residual coming in. And thankfully, mine did last through that, but it went away. And it's left me in this place where I've stumbled and fumbled and wanted and searched. And it's really exciting to say, like, I've found one leadership I've never worked before. I didn't even know back before. I didn't even know her. I was like, who is this chick? She was like in Greece on their trip. And so she was like responding at like awkward hours. And I'm like, shouldn't seem that interested. I told Kristen, I said,
what's going on with her?
I'm like, no, she was great. It's just obviously in Greece. Amazing. But I feel like sometimes you just have to do what you haven't done before. And I'm learning that, like, it's okay that 35 people didn't join me right off the bat because I have a $30,000 bonus to give them. It's okay. It's okay that I need people to try the products and see for themselves that this is more than a pill that you would take to lose weight or to give you some oomph in the day.
I don't know if you guys caught that. I don't know if many people would, but what she just admitted to is since she joined a new company, she does not have a $35,000 bonus to show people in order to entice them into the business, which I have seen happen firsthand when I was with Melaleuca. So our top earner who enrolled me, she had like $100,000 month or something. So one of her checks was like $118,000. And when she got that, she leveraged that check to do Zooms for all of the team so that she could show off her check and entice other people into joining the business. So I don't know if very many people caught that she said that, but that's exactly what she was saying is she left her other company, so she didn't have a $35,000 bonus to show off to people to entice them into the business. She just has to rely on the products now because that's all she has. She hasn't had a $35,000 bonus to show off to people. So I see you, girl. I see what you're doing.
It's so much more than that. And so I'm really excited to be here. I'm really grateful for you and Kristen and Jess. Jess and I feel like we've become like little besties, and I probably am blowing her phone up more than she wants, but it's been
She loves it. She loves it.
I know she's amazing. But I'm really excited to be here. And you guys, if you are floundering or have been floundering and you've been just wanting to give up on network marketing, set the dream aside and just quit, let's have a conversation. Let's just have a conversation. I'm 100% certain that I can calm the fears and that the answers that I've been given for the questions that I've asked here are I can confidently say, I'll be here in a year. I'll be here in 2 years. And I haven't felt that in a very, very long time. I've wanted it. I've wished it. I've like hoped, but I haven't had the vehicle that's going to support me through that. And I think that we can all find that here. So I am so ready to lock arms with you people out there that are just like looking for that home. Let's find the home together. Let's build together. And Beck, thank you so much for your time today. I feel like
Thanks for having me
on tangents, but I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really excited to share the mission and help others with mental wellness, because Lord knows it's something that really does need addressed and is ignored.
100%. Thank you for having me, Barbie. And it was nice to meet all of you.
All right. We'll talk soon.
Bye.
So that was confusing for a second. She went from she was talking about products, and then she was talking about mental wellness, but then she jumped into being an example within your network marketing business. So that was lost on me. I don't understand where we went with that, but let's just take a little peek-see at the Amari compensation plan, and then let's look at their little income disclosure statement, shall we? Because you guys know I don't like showing these videos unless we have a little information to back this. So we'll just do a little quick look-see at their little commission overview. So if you want to be a brand partner, brand builder, bronze, silver, gold, platinum, leader, senior leader, executive leader, diamond, first star diamond, second star diamond, third star diamond, presidential diamond, you have to have 100 personal volume, which means that you have to purchase. They always do points. Usually it's close to dollar amounts, either a little bit over or a little bit under. It's usually a little bit under. So like a point is usually like 75 cents is what it calculates out to. But we'll just say dollars just for the sake of being able to understand this in any way, shape, or form. So I don't think I am looking at the one for the US. Hold on. I was reading the New Zealand compensation plan. It's fine. But lucky for us, all the information is pretty much the same. So they just have a little more bonuses in the US is what I just noticed. PV is still the same, 100. So instead of saying points, we are just going to use dollar amounts because that makes more sense to me. So $100. So that means that either you need to spend $100 or you need to have somebody directly enrolled under you who is spending $100 as your customer. It also looks like you have to have $1,000 in your placement tree, and then you have to have one brand partner in your leg requirement. So they also use a binary comp plan, which means that there's 2 legs. It's you, and then everyone under you is placed within a leg. So usually that means that you only make a certain percentage off of the small leg or none, and you only make money off of the larger leg, I believe. And It'll say which leg you get placed on. I'm not going to dig into that, but it will have it in the compensation plan. If you do so desire and want to do your own research, you can just Google Amari compensation plan and it will pull it up. Just make sure you're actually looking at the one for the US if you're in the US. Okay. So it looks like if you want to be a silver Amari brand partner and or rep or scammer, in my opinion, you have to have 100 PV. You have to have 5,000 in OV, which is in your placement tree, should be your whole thing. And then your largest leg has to have at least 1,500 PV, or $1,500-ish dollars, probably closer to 1,700. And then you have to have 2 brand builders with you. Their compensation plan looks like you get paid 5% across the board for your first 4 levels. After your 4th level, you make 4%. For the 5th and 6th level, you make 3% for 7th level, and then 1% after that. It is not infinity deep, so you can only get paid up to 10 levels deep. You do get a mentor pool. You also get a leadership pool and a global ambassador pool. So I'm sure there's some sort of percentage that goes to qualifying sales of your entire organization when you already reach the level 10 placements of the 1%. So let's look at the income disclosure statement. So it looks like brand partners make up about 86% of the company. Their monthly average compensation is $25, which means that you will be spending on average $75 or more to stay a qualified brand partner, because like we read, you have to have 100 PV. So if you don't have any customers that purchase product, that means you have to purchase the product, which is roughly a little over $100. So $25 is not going to cut that, sweetheart. Brand builders make up 2% of the company. Wow. And they make on average monthly $317. Averages are not always amazing. They actually suck. I prefer median, but it's fine. We'll take what we can get. Bronze, 1%. They make about $563 a month. Silver, 0.6%. Gold, 0.3%. Platinum, 0.1%. Leader, 0.1%. Senior leader, 0.04%. Executive leader, 0.02%. Diamond, 0.03%. Super unimpressed. Looks exactly like every other multi-level marketing company compensation plan / income disclosure statement. Everybody at the very, very bottom is putting money into the company and getting a little teeny tiny in return. They're mostly getting love bombed and have this community of business builders that they have available to them to brainwash them on the 24/7. And the rest of the company, the ones who are actually making the good money, the top 1%, are full-time manipulating everybody else, in my opinion, so that they can stay in the company and build businesses off of the backs of people who are making no money. And that is where we are at with that. With that being said, thank you guys for watching today's video. Amari, you suck. Quit telling people that you are the mental wellness company, because you are not. Quit telling people that you are not a band-aid for mental wellness, because you are. And please stay away from children. I cannot believe I even have to say that. As always, thank you guys for watching this video. I appreciate each and every single one of you. I'm obsessed with how much this channel is growing and this community that we're building. I am super, super excited with where this is going and what 2025 has to offer. As always, if you have your own MLM story that you want to share here with me, or you have a video or a post or whatever that you would like me to give commentary on, please drop it below. I have an email linked in the description that you guys can use to get in contact with me. and I would appreciate any content that you guys see out in the wild. I do see a lot of it myself, but I do work 50 hours a week and have 2 children, so I do not always have time to scroll social media and find stuff to put in these videos. So you guys helping me out is amazing. Plus, I like giving content that you guys actually asked for. Makes it a lot easier to curate stuff and a lot easier to map out my month. And as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a comment if you do so desire, and remember, you are worth more than the kickback your upline's gonna get for recruiting you. Bye, guys.